Yeah.
Yeah, it's that time again. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Dennis is a little under the weather, so he's not going to be here. And Bill sent me a letter that I'll read to everybody, and he also sent some pictures. So he's not going to be on either this week. He'll probably be back next week. But anyway, Jerry's here with us, and Steve's here.
And Claude tried a new angle with the cameras. Tell us if you like it or not.
Do you like that angle, or do you want the old angle like that? I guess guys looking on their phone, that might not work as well. But
hang on a second. I got to reboot my thing. I got to get chat up again. Hang on a second.
Okay. Yeah. Dennis isn't even in chat, is he? Oh, yeah, he is. There he is.
Dennis give us a thumbs up if you like. If you like
the layout, yeah, hit a thumbs up or something, or say yeah, it's good or whatever.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, and we've got 21 people in chat this morning already. Lovely.
Let me go find Bill's letter.
Well, we got to say hi.
I'll read you the letter from him. And
well, we got to say hi to everybody first.
Well, say hi to everybody while I'm looking for
it. You're too busy talking.
You, Steve.
You're too busy talking. Anyway, and boy, chat is going by real fast. We got Floyd Robbins, Roy Hardwick. Good morning, Roy. Container Man. Gerald Stewart, Rob T-Man, JD, Grandpa Rails, Kyle Stevens. Lynn McCurdy, hey Lynn, and Dennis is here. Hey Dennis, I hope you're feeling better. We got the crazy Steve Anderson, and we got a new one that I don't recognize, Willow Creek Industrial Spur. Welcome to the show. Let's see, Chris Brew, hey buddy, good morning, Chris. Got to get you on the show. Dan Banks, good morning. Steve Childers. We got Ray Ron. Good morning, Ray Ron. Let's see. I know there's more here. Michael McCarville. Good morning, Mike. Mike Dunstan. Good morning, Mike. Sparky. Hey, you want to be on the show, Sparky? I think Claude sent you a link.
No, he couldn't this morning, he said.
Oh, he couldn't? Okay. Marcus Sims. I think that's a new one, too. Welcome, Marcus. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Tom. Okay, Thomas's Trains. Are you new? I don't remember. John Knopfel. Good morning, John. We got Tammy from Mom and Son's Railroad. Oh, I can see this will be good. I'm going to be losing my voice this morning. Holy crap. Okay, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I've been yelling at kids yesterday.
Get to see Jerry's backdrop. Well, that'd be up to Jerry if he wants to show it or not. Dennis wants to know if we're going to get to see your backdrop.
It's just a piece of wood.
There you have it.
It's just, well, technically a layout is just a piece of wood too, Jerry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna read Bill's letter that he sent me. He said, "One more week, I'll be a no-show. Rice harvest is in full swing, and to be honest, my rear end is dragging. I will be back next week. Harvest and drying of the rice will be finished." He attached a few pictures, tried to send a video, but that wouldn't go through. He said, basically shows the field harvest in progress. Harvesting rice is sun-dried. Harvested rice is sun-dried for a few days. I'll have over a week of dumping, racking, and rebagging rice for storage or further processing.
Wow.
And then he says, I'm actually having fun. That sounds like an illness to me. Yeah, he said he will have some interesting news next week once he's back about modeling there. So anyway, he sounds like he's having a good time, and I'm going to show you some of the pictures that he sent. If I get my phone here out of the way so I can get to the pictures.
And a few more people popped in that we got different. We got Dan's model railroading journey. Are you new? Good morning, Dan. Mark Pruitt. Good morning, Mark. Willow Creek Industrial Spur. That's That's a good one. I think I saw one other one.
All right, Dennis. I'll show you. But you're not here today.
Floyd
Questions.
Robbins. Good morning, Floyd. We got 30 people in chat. Wow. You guys are awesome.
Okay.
Come out and hang out on a Saturday morning with us.
Okay, this is the first picture that he sent, and we were talking about this before the show. This looks like it's a harvester of some sort. It's got, let me get it a little bit bigger there.
Yeah, you got to zoom in on it.
Looks pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, it's got some, it's got some tractor tracks on it.
Yeah.
And then it looks like a combine for wheat or something.
Yeah.
Well, see, when you said that he was harvesting rice, I had this vision in my head of him in shorts and one of them little 20 rice things bent over in a rice paddy.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, that's still not a very pretty picture, Steve. not a pretty picture at all.
Is that the only picture?
No. Hang on.
Oh.
Let me get it up there. Golly.
Good morning, Gail.
Uh-oh. Gail's here. Morning, Gail.
Okay. Okay, here's the next picture. This is one of the fields, or the field, I guess, there by his house. But all of that is rice that's now ready for harvest. So it looks a lot like a wheat field, to me anyway.
Sparky says that's why you guys won't let me talk.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Come on, picture. There we go. Here's one of it in the. Dang it.
So you must flood these fields at one point and then let them out.
There you can see the fields a little bit better. There's
just
several of them out there.
I guess.
And some of the rice bagged up. Okay.
Hey, that's a good idea. Old Anderson says since Dennis can't be on, maybe Gail should be.
She might would.
And there's nothing Dennis could do about it, huh? She could talk trash.
That might be dangerous. Here's some more of the rice I bagged up. And one thing I need to find out from Bill is if this is their main source of income. I'm assuming it is, but don't know. So
I wonder what
I
they're
thought
doing.
that when I saw this pile of rice here, I thought, I wonder if this was the community's, main source of income.
Did you see what Dennis said?
Uh-uh.
He said that would be fun. She could explain the layout from her perspective.
Hey, well, if she'll come on, we'll have her on. Here's the rice, picture of the rice. Did I get it on there? Yeah. Picture of the rice laying out to dry.
Oh, hey, that's not a problem, Gail. Gail says she will as long as she can be in her robe. She's not going to get out of it today unless Dennis makes her go to the store.
Wow, they lay out all this rice.
Yeah, that's drying. They lay it out like that for a couple of days, he said, for it to dry. And then they bag it up.
How many of you guys want?
That just makes me want some fried rice.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how many of you guys want Gail to be on? Come on.
I wonder.
Come on, Gail.
I wonder how much better that is. It's probably got to be really good.
Yeah, it looks like a brown rice of some sort.
Let's trash talk Dennis.
Talk Dennis.
Trash talk Dennis.
Trash talk Dennis. Okay. Daniel wants to come on.
Lynn says, yeah. Dan says, bring her on. Dennis says, oh, crap. Rob says, yes.
Here's the link.
JD says, yes. Dave says, yes. Roy Hardwick says, yes. Everybody says, yes. You better come on, Gail.
I wonder what her perspective of it would be.
That would be fun. I think that would be really fun.
Okay, well, while we're waiting on Gail, I'm going to show you
She's
what
probably going.
Some of you guys may have seen this already. This is he's scratch building this. Now, I don't know. Dennis, is this just a mock-up or is this the actual start of the actual building? I don't know if you guys, yeah, we're seeing that. Okay. Anyway, this is the grain elevator that's right there by his house. She's busy putting bacon in the oven. We'll have her bring some with her.
Yeah.
But there's another perspective of it. This is an actual grain elevator that's not, stone's throw from his back door. There's the drawing of it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. So Dennis, is this actually going to be the finished model, or is this the mock-up?
I'm curious how you did it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait till next week, I guess. He's thinking it will be a full build. I'm going to see how the tin lays on it first.
So you're going to put tin on it?
Yeah, that's what it's got sheet metal core. I think it's corrugated sheet metal. Good morning, Gail.
Morning.
Hi,
Morning,
Gail.
Okay, I'm ready to trash talk.
All
Well, you
right.
have the floor.
Dennis, you, where's the bacon, Gail?
Well, I just put it in the oven. I didn't realize I hadn't put it in the oven yet.
Oh, okay. I can
Dennis
smell
doesn't
it.
need to cook. He can eat it raw.
He doesn't like raw bacon.
Ew, really? I love raw bacon.
It has to be burnt to a crisp.
We can
No,
boil
no.
it for him.
Then it doesn't taste like bacon.
Put it in a pot of hot water and boil it for him.
I broke a tooth in half on hard bacon once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on a pizza. It's like-
Bacon should be very tough. Dennis, that's beef jerky is tough, not bacon.
And Dennis says, "Oh goodness."
Uh-oh, Gail disappeared.
What you do? Put a head out on her, Dennis?
Dennis probably stole her phone.
Yeah, it's like, get off. You're not talking.
What, you shut the internet off?
I don't know. She just disappeared. What?
I agree with Rob T. Man. Mediumly cooked bacon, fatty bacon. Yeah, gotta have it. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta have
sure.
that fat.
Bad.
Steve Anderson says 5 minutes at 425 in the frying pan. Okay, so that's the topic today: bacon.
Bacon.
Hey, you could put bacon on a car bumper and it would be good.
Yeah, can't go wrong with bacon.
Mm-mm.
So, Gail, give us your honest, I don't know, opinion or description of the layout.
What's your
Well,
thought?
I think the layout is really neat to look at. Dennis won't let me touch any buttons. And I'd like to see more scenery.
Yeah.
Why would he let you run it? Has he let you run it, or do you not want to?
No, he's let me run it once or twice. Yeah, he'd let me run it more if I'd go out there and do it.
Why
So
can't
when
you push the buttons? Why won't he let you push buttons?
He's always yelling at me, "Don't touch the buttons."
So what do you
Why?
think would happen? What do you think would happen one day if you're out there running trains when he comes home from work?
I have a heart attack and I get a lot of money.
I don't know, but if that happens, we need video of his reaction.
Does he have one big red button that says "Do not push"?
No, but he should probably put one out there. That would keep me distracted for a while.
I want to know why he won't let you push buttons.
Yeah, why won't you let me push buttons?
Yeah.
He says I pushed a button on his speaker and messed his speaker up.
It's not the end of the world.
Sounds kind of whiny to me.
Yeah.
Although I know the way he's got all the turnouts set up, that if you push a button, it changes more than that one turnout. So
Yeah, he said the last time he let me push a button, it wasn't a button, it was the tweeter in his speaker, and I nearly destroyed his speaker.
I think that's just, yeah. No, I don't believe him.
Yes, right. I forgot Dennis was a musician too.
Yeah.
among his many talents.
Do you want to do some scenery on the layout?
I'd like him to do some scenery.
But you don't want to.
You don't like doing that
No.
stuff?
I'm
No?
no, I can't do what he does.
Not a craft person?
No,
You
not
don't have
really.
to do what he does.
Well,
I
You
can
don't
buy
have to be a-
something and put it on there.
I got my wife to
you-
do some trees and stuff.
Hey, you don't have to be an expert. Look at Claude's layout. He's no expert.
No. Definitely
I
not
don't
an
have the
expert.
patience to do all of that.
Yeah, that's true. It takes a little bit of patience, or you have to really want to be doing it. That's what gives you the patience to do it.
Yeah,
I get frustrated with the little tiny stuff anymore.
I use up all
Okay.
of my patience at work. I get frustrated with all the little tiny stuff at work too.
Now
Little
I've got a
tiny
question. I got a
11
question
and
for you.
12-year-olds.
From a wife's perspective, how do you deal with, or do you like the fact that Dennis spends so much of his free time working on his layout as opposed to less time in the house with you? How does he balance that with work? That you don't
Well,
kill him. If I did that, I'd be divorced.
so when I get home from school, there's a lot of times I don't want to talk to anybody and I just want to be by myself. So it works out really well.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
We might be divorced if he was inside the house all day long, because there's days I come home and the last thing I want to do is talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what, Bill Engvall said that about his marriage. He said the reason their marriage is so good is because he's gone all the time.
It helps.
And Gail, I forget what you do at the school, but I know you used to be a school bus driver too.
Well, I teach. I have 4th and 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
And I just run a bus route in the morning, and it's not even a bus, it's a school van. Nobody wants me to drive the big yellow bus.
Oh God. Yesterday I had 32 of the worst behaving little brats on that bus. And that's why my voice is the way it is, because I spent all day screaming. Well, not screaming because you can't scream, but doing student management. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I do a lot of student management.
Oh.
Yeah. Sparky says, don't forget about the oven.
Oh, I just checked on it. It's still good. It's still cooking.
So, Gail, does Dennis get whiny when he's sick? It's okay.
He's standing right here beside me.
Does he have a frying pan?
He doesn't touch the frying pans.
Okay.
But in answer to your question, Jerry, yes, he does.
I was going to just take it as a yes. No answer is a yes.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
That's okay.
See, I wanted to have a show where we had all the wives on at once, and Jack could ask them questions. But Brenda's, there's no way you can get her in front of the camera. So
you're not going to get Sheila either now. No way. I think it'd be fun. But
she hates the camera, so I'm not sure why, but she does. I'm trying to read chat.
She can always turn the camera off. You don't have to have the camera on.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
Lynn has Dennis. You don't yell at Gail, do you?
He never yells at me.
Never yells. Okay.
No.
And Anderson says apparently Dennis needs to mark his buttons.
So Steve,
he needs to mark them. These are okay to push. Don't touch these.
If Sheila was on, what would she say, Steve?
If she was on,
You don't want to know.
you
Yeah.
don't want to know.
I've met her. You don't want to know.
No. Yeah. No, it's not that bad. She's like, she's like Brenda. It's like you got a camera in her face. She's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, Brenda's always been that way, even with regular pictures and stuff. So it's the only good pictures I ever got is when we went to the Mediterranean on a cruise, and she was like in Greece and Italy. Then I got some good smiles out of her and some good pictures, but only because she was in
But
heaven for her.
I have met Dennis. I have met Brenda, and she is especially putting up with you, Claude.
She's what?
A doll. She just,
Yeah, she's great.
She
Well,
is. I've met her too.
Pardon, Gail?
I said she is. I've met her too.
Yeah.
What would Brenda say about your layout?
About my layout?
Yeah.
It gives me something to do.
Okay. So
she'd say, well, he likes doing that kind of stuff. See, because before I got back into trains, I was building model airplanes.
Hey, Dennis.
So before I was doing the RC airplanes, I was doing plastic models.
Well, see, Dennis is wrong. He says so much for a show about railroad stuff. This is kind of, from
like
a wife's
it's the
kind of behind the scenes.
So we can just put up caricatures of the wives and have them talk behind.
That's an idea.
I don't know if Brenda do that either. Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
No. She puts up with it. I think the biggest irritation for her is I took her inside storage space. Because we were using that room. It was supposed to be a game room, and then we had a theater room on the other side of the hall upstairs. And we didn't want a theater room, so that's what we made the game room, and we were going to use the
Claude, how many bedrooms
for inside storage?
How many bedrooms do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
You got 4. There's 2 of you in the house. You can have any room in the house.
No.
She can have any
not only
room
no,
in the
but
house.
hell no. And it's not my decision anyway. I'm glad that she let me do that.
No, I'm saying she could have any room in the house.
Oh,
not you.
The whole house is hers. Yeah, I've been married 45 years. The whole house is hers.
So basically,
I get the yard work and that kind of stuff. Keeping the swimming pool and all that mess. She does. The house is hers. This is what she'd always wanted. And the reason it's so big, we got one that's so big, is because at the time we had to keep the grandkids for a while.
Right.
Once a month we'd have to keep them for a little bit. And my son was still living at home, so we needed the bedrooms. Now we don't really need them, except when I have somebody comes through town, they get to stay here. Dennis has stayed here in one of the rooms,
right?
Because we've got the room. So if somebody comes to visit, put them upstairs. They've got a nice bedroom, got their own bath, and all that kind of stuff. And but my son comes back every a month or month and a half. He comes, back home and stays for the weekend for 3 or 4 days. For the holidays, he'll be here for the holidays the whole time because he works for the university. So when they're off for, a big chunk of December and January before they go back to school.
Right. Hey, Dan Banks has a question for you, Gail, and I probably know the answer. True or false? Dennis never spends more than $100 for a locomotive.
Well, that's what he tells me. I don't really believe it.
No.
So when Dennis dies, you'll sell everything for what he told you he paid for it, right?
No, I think I'm going to mark it up quite a bit.
It'll
probably still be cheaper than what I think it is.
Yeah, mark it up and go on vacation or something.
Yeah,
and go travel. $60 is a good bit. Oh, I don't know what that's in reference to. people are talking about stuff I have no idea what they're talking about. Anyway,
we're talking about capacity of buses at the.
Oh, okay.
Capacity of buses.
Yeah, well,
See,
Kyle
that's
Stevens, because I said I had 30 little
Thanks, Lynn.
troopers yesterday, and he was surprised a bus held that many.
He
And
was
that
on the short bus. It's a short
we,
bus.
yeah, oh, we've got 60-person capacity buses. As a matter of fact, that's the big long transit ones, flat with the flat nose. That's what I had yesterday. I had 30 kids on there, and the bus was only half full.
That's why they were so rowdy, because they had all that room.
No, it's because of a sub. You know, yeah, no, it was not good. We had multiple conversations on the side of the road and one in the middle of the road because I'd had enough, and I stopped in the middle of the 2-lane highway, turned on my reds, and just sat there and looked at them. It's like what is going on here?
Gail, I have a good question. You know how Dennis is like with his model railroad, right?
Yeah,
Does he carry that over into everything?
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he
Yeah.
is.
He's very OCD, perfectionism everywhere. Yeah.
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 Oh, I
That's
got
all right.
that right away.
Yeah.
I got that right away, but that makes him a great modeler for sure.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Hy
really
wants to
impressed
know
with his modeling work.
Hy wants to know, Gail, how is it living with a model railroader?
It's not bad. I mean, he's out there all the time, so I get to watch what I want to on TV, and
You know where he's at, right?
I know where he's at. Yeah.
You know where he's at, what he's doing, and it's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So, yeah.
What's
And-
not true, Dennis?
And
Dennis
he's got his money, and I've got my money, so I don't,
Yeah.
you know, when he gets something new in the mail every day, I don't say anything because he earned that money, so he's got the right to buy what he wants.
There you go.
It's a good attitude.
Yeah, but Brenda and I are kind of that way. She was the one that made all the money, though. I tell everybody that. You know, yeah, she got really lucky in her job for 30 years, and
Yeah.
and they paid her very well. Not as good as they should have probably for what they made, but still a lot more than we had ever made before.
Yeah.
So she's got that, and of course I was in business for myself and wasn't paying into Social Security or anything for like 20 years. So I'm surprised I got anything out of Social Security. But I don't know that I could live on what I make in Social Security each month.
Probably
I
not.
don't get that much back, but I'm good with that. We don't need it. We've got enough for what we want to do, and plus a little bit. So, and we do a lot of, we give a lot of money away and do a lot of charity work and, volunteer stuff like that. But yeah, I can't complain about the setup. She lets me spend my money on what I want to spend it on. So, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
What for what?
We're still talking about school buses and kids.
Well, Dennis wanted you to say how many kids can get on your bus.
Okay. Well, right now I'm driving a 10-passenger bus. I normally have a 6 or 7-passenger Suburban, but the brakes started acting wonky earlier this year. So when I tried to stop one time and had to floor it with both feet to get it to slow down at all, I took it to school that day and said, nope, you got to give me something different for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do this one.
Yeah, especially when you're carrying kids.
Yeah.
Now, are you a large school district or pretty small?
We have 200 and we average about 250 students from pre-K to 12th grade. So we're pretty small.
That's a big one, Steve, huh?
Yeah. Our district has 53 routes.
Yeah. We've got 2.
Well, even though Grants Pass isn't that big an area or big a town, that whole valley has got a lot more residents than what they've got around May, Oklahoma.
Well, see, and the Three Rivers School District does multiple areas. We do
Yeah,
Rogue
probably
River.
a larger area than where
Yeah.
Gale is. Yeah.
We, you know, Cave Junction, Wolf Creek, Applegate, Grants Pass. Yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah.
It's probably like the equivalent of Tulsa or something.
Yeah, well, and see, that's why I like being a sub driver because I work all over the place. I I did a route for 2 months at the end of last year, and I hated it because it's boring. It's the same thing every day, and same kids every day. And I decided I like subbing because I meet a lot of different kids. I learn a lot of skills with student management because of the little poops. And I meet a lot of people and I drive a lot of different roads. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, what's that about? This last N scale layout that Dennis had.
Yeah, tell us about Dennis's N scale layout.
Okay, so one year I wanted a Christmas train, and I was thinking of a little one to go around the Christmas tree, or maybe one, to go up the Christmas tree or something. So he built this really elaborate N-scale layout that took up half of the family room.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was able to put the Christmas tree kind of in the middle of the layout, but then that layout stayed up for probably 2 years.
Yeah.
What happened to it?
He eventually took it down.
Uh,
I think when he got his building, he took the layout in the house down and started building the HO layout.
So did that building, like he built the building for the trains?
Pretty
And it
much,
worked?
yeah.
Now,
Actually, it was going to be a music studio. He was going to use half of it
Oh,
as a
yeah,
music
that's
studio,
right.
and that didn't
That's
pan out. So
right.
did
Right.
you
changed it.
which did you prefer, Gail? Did you prefer the N scale or the HO?
I don't care.
No, I mean, size wise, not necessarily how he built it, but just the
I think his
scale.
scale layout would still be just as big as what the
Yeah, it'd be just as big. Look what he did. She wanted to lay out around the tree. He took half the room.
Could you imagine what Dennis would have done with an N scale layout and the room that he has right now?
oh Lord.
God.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'd have lots of videos of the Godzilla cat destroying the towns in its layout if it was still in the house.
Oh, we got to see that.
Yeah, cats and model train layouts don't mix.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah. Scale doesn't.
Let's see.
uh,
I'm looking at chat here.
Kyle says going from N scale to HON 30. It's actually HON free, Kyle, not HO 30. Doesn't seem like you upgraded much, except for the size of the room it's in.
Well, and Kyle, he says, has Dennis ever tried to fill a wall in the house with the trains, or are the walls reserved for pictures and memorabilia?
Hold on, I've got a big dog trying to get my bacon. The dog may die.
Yeah, they do that.
You should show them Gilmore.
Let's see. And JD says bacon, bacon, bacon. Yeah. And Anderson says, did it take him a year before the Christmas to build it? Whatever that means.
No, I don't. No, it didn't take him very long to build it before we put the tree up. I don't remember how long it took him, but he had quite the layout.
Dennis, you got pictures of that layout?
Probably not.
Wow.
A few.
He's got a few.
Somewhere.
He could put some of his train stuff up in the house, but he won't.
Brenda wouldn't allow that. I can put some in here in the office, like pictures back here and stuff like that, but that's it. Nothing else goes in the house. No trains in the house.
How about a train under the tree, Claude? No?
No.
No.
She wouldn't mind if we used to have one. We had a big, one of those cheap plastic battery operated ones, you know, that was G scale, but I had that when the kids were little. And I made some tunnels with some presents so it could go in behind the tree in the presents, you know, and you could set presents over the top of it. So it worked out really well, but we haven't had one up there since the kids moved out. So
old Anderson, this is back to what we're talking about. Anderson said he had to do a science study on school bus drivers, rode buses for a week taking samples and observing, and the school board didn't like the results.
I think everybody should have to do some time in a school setting.
Yes. I know I've learned a lot. I wish I'd have done it before I had kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Kids.
Why? That would have deterred you from having kids?
No, it had made me a better parent.
A better
really?
parent. Yeah. And you learn which names not to use to name your children too.
Yes.
Because names have a lot to do with, or it seems like names have something to do with their kids' personality. Because if you like take all these kids, if I'd had any Taylors in my class before I had my daughter Taylor, I would have picked a different name for her.
Why? What's wrong with Taylor?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They're something. They usually have some issues.
Really?
Not always. I'm sure if anybody's got a Taylor out there, I'm sure your
What's
Taylor
in
is
the
fine.
name, man?
My Taylor turned out to be fine, but she had issues too.
What's
I
the
think
worst boy name?
What's the worst boy name?
Yeah. Jason?
I haven't
Claude.
had
How many
probably
Claudes are there?
Claude.
Well, you know, it's funny. We're talking about names. Have you guys ever heard of Minecraft, Steve? I don't play video games, but
I've heard of it. Yeah.
I know about
whenever
Minecraft.
I always tell the kids when they get on the bus, are you I'm Mr. Steve, and they go, oh, Minecraft Steve. I probably heard that 1,000 times, and it's like
Really?
I have no idea what Minecraft Steve is, because I don't play video games.
Probably just one of the little characters on there. I didn't
guess.
realize they had their own names.
Yeah, it could be worse to be a Pokemon, Steve.
Well, that's true.
Did we reveal the worst boy name?
Do what?
Do what?
Did we say the worst boy name? I missed it. If we did.
I can't think of any right now. I mean,
Okay.
I'm really good at the end of the school year. The day that I walk out of my classroom, the entire year is completely erased from my memory. I don't even remember some of the kids that I had the whole year until the next year when I start again and I see them.
That's self-preservation.
That is
Now,
self-preservation.
Gail, what do you do when you're dealing with a problem kid in class that you just want to and shake and yell? How do you keep yourself calm? Because you always have to be nice and talk low, and you want to strangle them.
Well, I stay on the opposite side of the room and I take a deep breath. And even I've got a really quiet voice, so even when I'm yelling, the kids can usually talk over me. So there's only been a few times I've completely lost my cool. I don't put hands on the kids at all.
You can't, no.
No, you can't. So I've never had that problem. There have been a few times that I've yelled, but like I said, when I'm yelling, it just sounds like I'm talking loud. So the kids aren't afraid of me at all.
And you don't have the advantage of pulling the classroom over to the side of the school and stopping and talking to them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think it was I think it was a big mistake when they took the paddle out of the hands of
Oh
either
yeah.
a teacher or a coach or
Yeah.
a principal, because I remember being in school, and if
Yeah,
all the
man.
teacher had to do or the coach had to do is, hey guys, and point to the paddle because it was hanging on the wall.
Yeah,
and I can tell you that kept everybody straight.
Mm-hmm.
my principal had two over, one big one and one little one.
Yeah. So if it did happen, and there's times I can remember guys getting swats in the principal's office. He'd leave the door open, you could hear it echo down the hall.
Yeah.
But that they'd get one time, and they would never be back in there again. You know, and it was more the humiliation of it than it was that it hurt. Because everybody made fun of you then for getting swats.
Right.
And, yeah. But it kept everybody straight. And nowadays, no, they can't do that, and the kids know it.
Yeah. Well, see, we have the advantage of cameras in the buses too, which I think is a real advantage.
Well, that helps. Yeah. That helps.
Yeah.
My parent says my child would never do that. You can pull up the footage.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they watch the video and go, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but then they take them home and don't do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that shouldn't have kids.
Oh, yeah.
They should have to take a test.
And it's a shame because the kids suffer.
Yeah.
Right? It's really a shame.
Yeah, in the long run, it's the kids suffering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're way off topic now.
We're way off.
We sure are.
That's what Dennis said whenever you guys asked me to join, and I did. And he said, you just completely blew up the entire show.
Oh, it's quite all right.
Hey,
All right.
we still got 38 people in chat, so it could be that bad.
Yeah, it can't be that bad.
Okay, I will say at the school where I'm at, I've been there for 10 years now, I think. I don't hardly ever have any discipline problems. The kids are usually really good. The parents are pretty supportive. And I feel like my administration is pretty supportive. So I've been really lucky. I used to teach in Oklahoma City, and it was totally opposite. So
yeah, there's a big difference between urban kids and kids that live in rural areas.
Right.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My Cave Junction kids, holy crap. Yeah. Because they're that way because the parents are that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And but I think a lot of the kids' behavior is a reflection of their teacher too, because we find that with the drivers that when I sub a route, a lot of times I can tell how much work the drivers put in with the kids by their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely helps because I know.
Yeah. Bribery helps too. I bribe my kids all the time. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're so right, Kyle. We rarely stay on track.
No. So you want to go, Dennis? Do you hear Dennis?
He's here.
You want to take a look?
Oh, that's a good question, Gail. Do you have any trains of yours?
Oh no.
No.
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm gonna go use my phone. I'll drop out. Well, I'm gonna mute this mic on my computer.
Okay. Steve Childers said that bacon looks good.
Yeah.
Trust me, Steve. I've had her cooking.
It's blue and gold bacon too, so it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, okay, here he is right here. I'll make it very big.
You see?
Yeah.
I'm not going to because I hear an echo. So this is my backdrop, right? And I got something for the top here. I put a light up. I got these lights. Put more of them along. I'm just seeing how they look. But that's about it.
Well, that's a lot of room for an N scale, Jerry.
It's HL.
Oh.
So that's the C's, right? So what's that light switch go to? Is that a light switch back there?
Yeah, it goes to but there's another.
The lights, Claude.
Huh?
It goes to the lights.
We got dismantle the train layout to turn the lights on. You said it's a three-way switch?
Yeah, but it's
So you got another, yeah, you got another switch for it.
I have a smart plug on it, so I just talked.
Dennis said, so it's painted nice. Are you going to paint it sky blue or use a printed backdrop?
I think I'm going to look for a printed black backdrop.
Well, there's plenty of places out there, depending on what kind of scene you want to get some.
That's what I got to figure out.
Yeah, Train Junkies has some. Lark has some. I know there's more than that. What the heck's his name? I think he's in Virginia. Can't remember his name now. But he does printed stuff too. He does photography and stuff, and so he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
Daniel says that Gail adds more respectability to our panel.
We done here? I'm going to leave.
Sure. Okay. Oh, hello. We don't want to see
Let's
that.
see. Who said? Let's see. Roy Hardwick says the dentist should buy Gail a locomotive to run on the layout. I agree. You should have your own train, and you should be able to run it if you want to,
And push whatever buttons I want to
and push whatever buttons you want to.
Yep.
for that.
Because my God, the way he's got it wired, how could you do anything wrong?
I'm sure I could figure out some way to screw things up for him.
Yeah, but that's quality control.
I was thinking about that, Dave BNSF. I was thinking about using Velcro for my backdrop. I was thinking about
take it back off if you need to.
I was thinking about using Velcro for my faces too. I can't stand screws. I don't really want to put screws in the front of it, so I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, Gail needs her own town, Gailville.
Gailville. Yeah.
And he also says if you want to train Gail, you can have it.
That's what Dennis said.
Yep.
He said training. If she wants training, is what he said.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, okay.
I think he snuck that in on you, Steve.
Yeah.
I'd say it.
Something tells me Gail's not going to be trained by Dennis at all.
I don't think so. Gail, really, you don't care about those trains. You don't really have an interest in running them, do you?
They're cool to look at, but yeah.
What's the favorite part of the layout that you like, Gail?
I like its time saver.
Okay.
That's my favorite part because it's pretty much finished, and I love the scenery in it.
Yeah, you like it because you see what's going on.
Yeah.
Right now you don't like his. I mean, Dennis's big layout's not finished, so you can't see his vision.
Well,
Right.
Has he ever let you run the time saver, Gail?
Well, no, I mean, I don't guess so. Well, he's never had it hooked up the 2 times that I've gone out there and run trains. So
and pictures don't do it justice. It looks much better in person.
He's got a river that goes through it that I really like to just play with, and he's constantly, "Why are you touching my stuff? You're going to break something."
Steve Anderson has a good question. In my opinion, no. You got to use single piece of plywood. It's just not a good joint. I mean, I guess if you do the whole thing, maybe. I don't know. You'd have to try it and see.
Then it says you're exaggerating, Gail.
Yeah, I'll videotape it next time. We'll see.
Yeah, I believe you.
Hugh Jassel said a few years ago, I accidentally cut my hand off sawing wood. I put it on with Velcro and it still works.
Yeah. Upper is pretty good.
Yeah.
I find needs
duct,
a hand, you can just pull it off and give it to them.
no, I find duct tape and zip ties. That's what I carry on the bus.
Do you zip tie the kids?
Yeah, duct tape too. It works really good.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the news, so I don't have any of that in the classroom.
Okay. Did you see Anderson's question, Jerry?
Yeah, I answered them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can try it, Steve. Maybe it might work. Yeah,
You're not drinking this morning, are you, Anderson? You're kind of normal.
Hey, Dennis Lynn wants to know if you'd like him to send Gail a train to run.
I think he answered.
Oh, and yeah, he answered him already. I doubt she would run it. That's because you won't let her in the train room, Steve or Dennis. What?
Hey, Lynn will send you a train if you'll run it.
I think Dennis would give her a train if she wanted to run one.
I doubt it.
Kyle says Dennis would just keep it for himself. Yeah, he would.
He said there's out there I could run now if I wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm sure on a train. I mean, but it sounds like she needs her time alone. She enjoys her time alone.
Well, I know what I'm doing next time I go out there, so I'm going to start pushing buttons.
Yeah, I like to push buttons.
We'll get him a t-shirt that says, "Don't push my buttons."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think his train stuff is really cool, but it's not my thing.
Do you have a hobby?
What do you do, Gail? What's your that's my question. What's your hobby?
Well,
do you have one?
When I'm in the mood, I crochet a little bit. Mostly my hobby is travel, I guess I'd say. I love to go camping. That's what I do for relaxation.
I love camping, but Sheila's idea of camping is an RV with showers and all that. That's
What's your favorite part of?
Brennan doesn't even like that. It's got to be
being by the water.
Be a hotel or something.
I grew up on a lake. I grew up on the biggest lake in Oklahoma. It's a really, really nice lake, and that's when I was a teenager. That's where I would go to de-stress and have fun and just take time out. And
what lake is that?
It's Eufaula Lake.
Eufaula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's sprawled out pretty good. It's
a
good sized lake.
I agree with you, Gail. There's nothing like a nice campground next to a lake with a campfire and just kicking back and doing nothing.
That's what I like to do.
What's this crushing candy thing?
Stop it.
I don't know.
Sometimes
I think Dennis is going to have some trouble when the show ends.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who play Candy Crush. It's okay.
Yeah, while Steve says while Dennis is under the weather, Gail should go out and run trains and push buttons.
That's good.
How much time we got? We got about 6-7 minutes left.
Yeah, Daniel Banks, that would be good. I think that would be a good joint, but two butt joints, not a good joint. But a half lap would be a good joint to do them.
Yeah, if you were going to do it a 1x4, 1x3, something like that, that'd be the same way to do it.
Yeah.
Half lap.
Yeah, but most people aren't going to do that, right?
No.
They're not going to.
They just stick them together and. But if you glued them and clamped them,
if you were reasonable about it, it would work. Yeah.
Steve says, Eufaula turns blood red after a good rain.
It does.
Yeah, that's because the Cimarron River runs into it. And Cimarron River has got all that western Oklahoma red dirt coming through it.
It's actually the North and the South Canadian both run into it.
Yeah. Oh no, the Cimarron runs into Keystone.
Yeah.
And Keystone gets the same way because of the Cimarron River. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring all that red dirt from western Oklahoma in there in a good rain, and they just they get ugly.
Yeah. When you go camping, do you go fishing?
Sometimes there's nowhere. So we usually just go to the little lake that's out here about 15 minutes away, Fort Supply. And there's no bait shops. I like to fish with minnows. I like to throw my bobber in the water and just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
And there's no bait shops around here for me to do that. I don't enjoy the fishing with the lures and all that other stuff. So I don't fish a whole lot. I used to fish all the time when I was growing up. As long as
What
somebody
kind
would
of fish?
take the fish off the hook for me.
Now, what kind of fish are there where you're fishing at?
Well, we have some bass and perch out there, I think. Sand bass, catfish.
Yeah, you probably got a lot of fish.
Maybe some crappie.
Yeah, probably got some crappie in it.
I don't know if there's any walleye at all out there.
Yeah. We started going to Canton last year or the year before, I think, Canton Lake. And they have a big walleye rodeo thing. So we go out there with some of Dennis's family and spend about a week. And Dennis went fishing last year out there. He caught quite a few fish, I think.
Yeah, Steve Anderson. Steve, it is a huge waste of wood. I mean, you don't have to do every seat. You could do just a few and fill it in. If you want, I'll show you pictures later. I don't have them here. But, yeah.
Steve says, come on, Gail, tell the truth. You grew up noodling.
No, I think noodle are crazy.
It is noodlers. They're crazy.
They're now
yeah.
with a guy that he would come into school the next day and he had cuts and scrapes all up and down his arms. And he would tell me these stories about the giant catfish that he had to get into this hole for. And oh my God. Yeah, there's no way. I'm not
Well, first thing I wouldn't do is stick my hand under a rock that's underwater.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And I've heard stories about catfish when people have had to go down to the bottom of the dam to check for leaks or cracks, whatever, that there were catfish down there that were bigger than the divers that would go down there.
Oh yeah.
And there's no.
See you, Dave.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got some big fish in some of the bigger lakes here for sure, especially the catfish. I've had them break 100-pound test nylon cord that we put just drop lines out off a tree stump or tree brush and have them break that right in the middle of the drop. They'd be 40, 50 feet deep and they'd break it off. So if they can break it off of that, then they're pretty good sized fish.
I used to go to the dam and go spear fishing, and they'd pull out garlic 7 or 8 feet long.
Oh yeah.
Those things are like dinosaurs.
They used to have at the Texas State Fair. They used to have an aquarium there. It was displayed pretty much. It wasn't a full aquarium, but they had gar in there. These tanks were like 15, 20 foot long, and they'd have 2 of them in there, and that's all they'd have in there because they were so long. They're huge. Or can
They
get
have
huge.
teeth.
So, well, any last questions? Anybody got any last questions for Gail? Because we're about done here. About running out of time.
I'm always curious because, like, we've had right now we got 34 in chat. We have 38, but if you count the people that are actually in chat, there's a lot of people that watch that don't comment in chat. I'd be curious to know why you're not commenting, because I know we don't have 35 people in chat, so we got people watching. You should chime in.
They just like to listen.
Yeah, they'll put it on their phone and just listen. The same thing we did with beans when we first started doing that, Steve.
Yeah, chime in the chat. Say hi.
Yeah, we weren't really commenting, in chat or anything. We weren't even watching it. We were just working on layouts.
But we love you guys anyway.
Yeah, they
Roy
might be.
wants to know if he visits, does he get bacon?
Of course, Roy. Come on over anytime.
You
You're gonna
probably
have
get
to
a
have
whole
a lot of
breakfast, Roy.
You're gonna need a lot of bacon, man. I've seen Roy.
Yeah, he's not a small guy.
You're gonna
Yeah,
need a lot of bacon.
Elmore's listening, but he's working. Randy's building switches. Ron, he's just listening.
Yeah.
Oh, they're listening. It's like background noise.
Yeah.
Hey, we love
That's
you guys
true.
anyway.
Well, Gail, thanks for being on.
Yeah, thanks for being on and bringing
Thanks for
some
coming on.
up.
You come back anytime too. We'll have to have you on when Dennis is on, so we can get it really going.
Together.
Well, Dennis is on. It's just in the background.
We'll
No
have
frying
to get you
pans.
on and get you showing us how to push some of those buttons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jerry and Steve, thanks for being here.
Thanks,
Bill's
everybody.
supposed to be back next week. Hopefully, Dennis will be feeling better and be back.
Yeah, hope you feel better, Dennis.
And
Yeah.
everybody in chat, thanks for being
Yeah,
here. Have
everybody.
a great rest of your weekend. And
Have a great. And we got Thanksgiving coming up too. So
yeah, we'll probably take off that week
yeah.
because I'll have family in here too. So, but let's see, that's not next week, is it?
No, I
It's
think it's
end of the month.
yeah. But it's
week
coming.
after next.
But it's coming up.
Yeah, but we'll be here next week then. So
Yep.
till then, have a good one. We'll see you later.
See you,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.
Bye bye.
See you guys.